I'm Billy Mack and welcome back to my garage. So there has been some progress made in the car. Here's some of the progress that I've made so far. Yeah, started on this side, started on the firewall, got a skim of body fill. You know what? Let's get rid of this front end. Here we go. This is the Codion tube front for the Fox body. And we're gonna put it on because I am not happy with the way everything is starting to look. We need more space. Let's get rid of this garbage in the front. So this is the Codion front end kit. As you can see, the quality of the work. Everything's a chromoly. This whole kit was shipped and weighed 24.5 pounds. So it's definitely gonna save us quite a bit on the front end. And I cannot wait to throw this together. Here we go. So the first step, we had to mark off where we're gonna do our cuts. This one here, from this edge of this square cutout, 11 7/16. And then on this side, you come from the little frame cutout there, and you come out 5.5, and then you're gonna grind it back some to where you need. So I did that on both sides. Let's get to cutting. Voila. All right, the front's cut off. I will have to do some nice finish grinding. I just set the bars in place kind of to see how they're gonna look, and they're gonna look pretty damn good. Okay, so they're tacked in place, both sides. Actually, they're not tacked in place now, they're actually welded on. I'm gonna wait to do the rad bar and the upper support until we're ready to align everything up, put the motor in, and see where we're gonna put the rad. It's also gonna make it a lot easier to leave this opened up here to slide the motor in when we get to that stage. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish the body work here. Finish the body work here and get this ready to swap out the K-members and get it rolling in the front. So what you have to do is there's a few steps. You have to check the degrees on these bars to make sure everything is right. These bottom bars pretty much got to line up with the frame rails. They got to be even, and there's some measurements to go along with the Codion kit. And he gives you great instructions when you purchase the kit. So give him a check out, Codion Motorsports, and yeah, they'll get you set up. So for now, what I'm going to do is just clean up a couple tacks and then get to the bodywork. Okay, as you can see, I have the front end back on the car. I have it bolted up on the bottom, and at the top, the front end is pretty well where it needs to be. You wanna make sure everything's lined up the best it can. This fender will have to go in just a little bit more, but what I'm going to do now is mount some brackets. So what we want to do is make sure everything is completely in place, and we'll get to fabricating these brackets. But for right now, I'm just going to loosen this one up. There is a shim in there. I'm going to pull the shim out just to see if it helps to get this a little bit more aligned. It's a little high right here, and as you can see back here, it needs to go back maybe 1/4 of an inch. So I'm going to get to that right now. Okay, so here's the brackets I made. Excuse the shitty welds, but there's a bolt underneath. They're gonna tack in here, and then we're gonna line them. I have this one here already set up, ready to tack in place, and let's get to it. All right, so we have these both welded in. They are good and sturdy. Now what we have to do is get a bar for this. I'm gonna bring it across and figure out a way to tack it in here. Then we have the crossbar to come across here, tack in our bumper support. So that's where we're at right now. All right, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit here. There's a section that I did record, and for some reason, it's not there. So what we're gonna talk about now is we have to line up the degrees. So you're gonna check it here, and it's gonna be about 83 degrees. You're going to check it here. It's gonna be about 71 degrees. And then here, right about here is 77 degrees. Then once you have everything lined up, you take your measurements here and you'll get the instructions. It'll tell you the length it should be. So basically it's almost foolproof if you're using Cody's instructions. It's definitely an easy to install kit. As you can see, I kind of cleaned up here, but this is all welded in. It's all welded in down here. And basically these bars follow the frame rail lines. Definitely do not be worried when you're looking at these and they look all cockeyed, because we did over and over again. And even though they lined up, no matter what angle you're looking at them, they look weird, but they're installed. So the kit is pretty inexpensive, super lightweight compared to the original front of the car. This whole kit was 24 pounds. That's pretty light. So now, as you can see, I have everything with a quick coat of primer on it. There's some spots that I gotta touch up, but I'm not going to touch it up till we pop out the factory K-member. What I'm gonna do now, and I'm not sure if it's gonna be on this video or not, but all under here, it's all bed linered, and we will get it all sprayed and painted. Probably body color. I was thinking about doing it black, but I'm probably gonna do it body color. So for now, I'm gonna leave it at that. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the top of the strut mount bolts all off, and we'll jack the car up. There's two 15 mil bolts holding the back of the K-member and two 18 mils holding in the middle of the K-member. But for now, I'm gonna get these off, and these are 19 mil. All right, and there's your factory K-member. Two bolts at the back, two here on both sides. All right, so K-member's in place. It's not completely tightened down now. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop some string from here and then do a measurement to the back and make sure everything's lined up. And if everything's lined up, we'll tighten it down. I got the Flaming River rack on, but problem is I need a nut and bolt for these. This one here, just these stock ones bolt right in to the stock racks. So as you can see, it's too short. So I'll need something for that. But I think for now I'm going to leave it at that, and we'll put it back together tomorrow when I have more time.